So what's going on in the construction industry? What does the data show? And what are some hidden factors that might have some surprises for contractors, builders, and even clients in the next couple of years? So first of all, the construction industry report has some basic information about the producer price index. We all know that inflation is up, but also what's the backlog of construction? It's higher than what it was a year ago in June of 21. The backlog is now higher than it was then, but it's down from what it was a month ago or 2 months ago. Why is that? Well, some new projects are not being initiated because of interest rates are higher and people don't want to dive into building a project with higher interest rates. This has more going on behind the scenes than what it seems. It's not that it's a permanent downslide in construction projects, and here's why. Real estate has kind of painted itself into a corner. The real estate market is trapped. It can't go up, it can't go down. Can't really go up because prices really can't sustain themselves higher than what it is now. The price for a typical new construction home, let's say a 2,000 square foot house, with land acquisition, permit fees, legal fees, and the cost of construction, is going to put the product at about a $600,000 to $650,000 house. Maybe $700,000 if you have more than builder grade finishes in most parts of the country. $650,000, $700,000 house, people can afford that. Not everybody. It's not a rich man's house, let's say. It's not a middle class house, but there's a solid number of people that can buy that house. Once you start building a house where you have to start the price with an 8 or a 9, close to $1 million, now you're really limiting the market for that house. Sure, there's people that can buy that house, $800,000, $900,000, $1 million bucks. But it's a whole different ball game than a 6 or even a 7. When people are out there in the marketplace thinking, I'm going to buy a $500,000 house, maybe $550,000, if you offer them something that's 6 or 625 or 650, they can probably stretch to that. If now you're going to 8, it takes out a large swath of the population. A $600,000 house at a 6% mortgage, you're talking about a $300 to $3,500 a month mortgage payment. There's a lot of people that can swing that. It's not cheap, but there's people that are renting for $2,000 or $3,000 that can jump up a little more to buy a house. If you're talking an $800,000 house on a 6% mortgage, now you're talking $4,500, $5,000. That's a whole different ball game. The people with that monthly budget is limited market. So the price point really can't go up. It also can't go down because for most homes, unless you build a very small house with cheap fixtures and low land costs, it's tough to build a house that you can sell for $500,000 or less. Can't do it. By the time you buy the land, pay the permit fees, pay for the construction, then you have all your closing costs, commissions, everything else. If your price point is under $500,000, it's not worth building. You're going to lose money on it, especially now with the future of real estate kind of questionable. Until that's more clear, no one's going to want to build a house that's $500,000 or less. So the real estate market is trapped into a range, $550,000 to $650,000. Can't go up, can't go down. But there's still a shortage of homes for the market. There's still more people that want to buy houses than there are houses to sell. Everybody needs a box around them. Every person, family, couple needs 4 walls and a roof. Everybody needs a box to live in, whether it's a home, single family home, an apartment, a condo, rental. Everybody needs a box. There's not enough boxes to go around. It's like musical chairs. People are out there wanting to live someplace. There's no place to live. So we need more houses. You can't go up in price, can't go down. So that range, $550,000 to $650,000, roughly, could be 5 to 7, but depending on how you look at it, is kind of where the market is. It's not going to crash down lower than that because it can't. It's not going to go too much higher than that because it puts it out of range for the masses of buyers. But there's still a need. So if you're a builder and you can take an advantage of this market to maybe acquire some land, to maybe take advantage of other builders not using up workforce. Maybe there's some contractors or some framers that are now available because other builders aren't using them. And you can use this window of opportunity to maybe crank out a few homes in the $550,000 to $650,000 range. Even if it doesn't look like, if you're scared of the market, it might be a good opportunity. Might be a good risk to take. It's very unlikely that you're going to be unable to sell a new house that's $599, new house, 2,000 square feet in a decent market at some point. The market's not going to go away. There might be some hesitation. There might be some fear. Might take 3 months to sell versus 3 weeks. But it's very unlikely that people are just going to stop buying houses. Everybody needs a place to live. Take it as food for thought. What else is going on with the numbers? Here's what we talked about. The confidence index is down. Decrease. Decreased staffing, decreased sales, decreased profits. Right? These are all confidence numbers in the last month. Design contracts decreased. Right? 50 means no growth. So there's still a little bit of growth, but it's about even. Billings decreased. It's still about even. There's still close to $1 trillion in construction starts. It's down from a month or two ago, but it's up from a year ago. If you're a builder, you don't want to get in over your head. You don't want to get too leveraged. You don't want to get too crazy. But there may be an opportunity to right now to lock in maybe some land owners that, raw land is a lot less liquid than a house. So maybe some landowners are now getting scared that they're sitting on land. It might as well be a time to sell it. If you can make an offer, maybe you do a partnership agreement where you don't have to come out of pocket for the land. You build a house, get a good solid contract. That way you're not at risk too much for the land, or you're not out of pocket too much for money. You're out of pocket for materials, maybe some of the labor, but you're not out of pocket for the land acquisition. Might be an opportunity that could turn into something valuable in the next 2-3 years by the time you get the project done and people still need a place to live and your house is the only one available.